So I was going to save this type of video more for the off season because it's going to be a crazy off season. But look, if this keeps heating up like this, number 9 might be on his way out of Buffalo before the off season even hits the ground running here. So according to Pierre LeBrun of TSN and The Athletic, the Jack Eichel trade rumors are heating up and getting quote unquote intense. Okay, so this thing could happen. Nobody said you gotta wait till the offseason starts. If you want to trade with another team who's not in the playoffs, you absolutely can. And the fact that this is really heating up is very, very interesting. And he notes a few very fascinating things. The first thing he says is that the Sabres will be expecting to receive a 2021 first-round pick as part of their return for Eichel, putting the timeline for a deal ahead of the July 23rd NHL draft. He lists the Los Angeles Kings, Minnesota Wild, Anaheim Ducks, Columbus Blue Jackets, Philadelphia Flyers, and New York Rangers among the many clubs that could make sense as a landing spot. And he then went on to mention that the Sabres would be very happy to have 2 picks in the top 10, and that's something that's high on their priority list in terms of a Jack Eichel trade. And look, those seem to just be the front runners. I mean, I'm hoping my Calgary Flames are a part of that group, or even a team like the Ottawa Senators, but it seems like if you have cap space, you've got some money to burn, and if you've got some assets, young ones that you're willing to throw the other way to Buffalo, you could be in on this thing. But as for Eichel himself, this is a decision that I'm very sure he's a part of. And I know technically his no-move clause hasn't exactly kicked in yet, but I promise you that this guy is a part of the discussion, because the dude's got 5 years left on his contract, $10 million per season after this one. So look, I mean, if he doesn't want to go to, I don't know, what, the Minnesota Wild or something, I mean, he can just straight up say it, and then the Wild are going to be a little bit gun shy if he doesn't want to go there long term. I'm just saying that as an example. It doesn't mean he doesn't want to go to the Wild, but I'm just giving you that as an example. So even though technically his no move isn't there yet, it's still looking like I bet you he has a role in there. And we've heard the rumors that Jack Eichel, he's had a role, he's had a voice in picking the coach and the GM and whatever. But this is something that definitely, I bet you, he's in the ear of Kevin Adams. And I don't think he's talking to other teams directly, but he's probably putting out feelers like, hey, Jack, what do you think about going to Columbus? You know what? I wouldn't mind that. Laine's there. This is there. You know what I mean? I bet you they're talking like that. But it seems like Jack's got a taste for the bright lights, no? I mean, we heard that the 2 front runners were the New York Rangers and the LA Kings. We heard that was the top 2 for a while now, but some of these teams are really interesting. Like if he goes to Anaheim, even Columbus, like I said, with Laine, Minnesota would be a fun one too. Kaprizov and Jack Eichel. Like, there's some fun stuff here. Philadelphia, we know how crazy those fans are, and that core might be needing a shake-up soon. And who knows, maybe Johnny Gaudreau next year in free agency, if he sees Jack Eichel in Philly, who knows, man, maybe they link up. But this is some really juicy stuff here, and honestly, yeah, at this point, I really do think it's going to happen before the draft, because they are looking for a pick. I mean, I don't know why you would push so hard for a pick in this draft when you've got Shane Wright and Bedard coming up in the next 2, but hey, maybe those Buffalo scouts know something that we don't. But this is going to be a really, really fun offseason. Like I said, there's a lot of big fish that could be on the move, and this is honestly the biggest one of them all. Wherever this guy lands, I mean, look, they're going to be poised to become contenders. They're going to draw some free agents. It's going to breathe new life into whatever this franchise. Like, if he goes to Minnesota, they just had a mini renaissance, a good little playoff run here with Kaprizov. Dude, that Minnesota team, well, they might be cooking with gas if they get Jack Eichel. Also, with every big trade like this, there's always a dark horse team, the team that comes out of nowhere, and they don't always get the player, but they get in the mix at the very last minute. You're like, what? You guys weren't talked about at all. And sometimes they even swoop in and grab the player out of nowhere. I'm thinking about the Pittsburgh Penguins with Jerome McGinley many years back. I mean, they weren't even on the radar. Okay, and then all of a sudden Iggy's going to Pittsburgh with Crosby. So this is something you got to watch out for. I'm hoping it's my Calgary Flames. I'm hoping we're the dark horse, but keep an eye on this just like I will. And if you want more stuff like this, you know what to do. Subscribe, like the video, and I'll keep you guys posted on this stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.